Hi, it's your man Salty. I'm here because I saw something on social media that I thought would make a very good bookend to the videos that I've done over the past couple of years related to the War of the Rohirrim. This is, of course, posted on Twitter. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description when this video is uploaded. I will save the commentary until we start watching this thing. Don't go anywhere, but hey, do me a favor, do me a solid. Click that like button below. I don't expect you to share it out. Nobody does that. We'll be right back. Here we go.
Let us end this, wolf, as it began, with you and I.
So I'm not a Tolkien scholar. I've never claimed to be. I just know what Tolkien wrote. I understand that artistry and filmmaking and storytelling allows interpretation, adaptation of what is there. One of the things that I experienced and why I started a channel was what Amazon did to the Wheel of Time in their lack of adaptation. What we're looking at here is, again, the War of the Rohirrim. This was written by, from the way I understand it, from articles going back to 2022 and 2023, Philippa Boynes supporting the writing, but it was written by Philippa Boynes' daughter, young daughter. We have a character here that she decided to call Hera, who in the appendices and nowhere within the text of Tolkien in any form does Helm Hammerhand's daughter have a name. She is simply called the unnamed daughter. Now, Helm Hammerhand's sons, who were important in the lineage of Rohan, their names are quite listed. So this character right here doesn't exist, is not part of Tolkien's world, and all of what you're seeing, all of this dialogue that they're releasing to juice excitement for this Lord of the Rings movie doesn't exist within Tolkien. This was never Tolkien's vision. This was never Tolkien's intent. There's no letter. There's no note. There's nothing. Nothing that you're seeing on the screen is Middle-earth or Lord of the Rings. How many shows have we had to deal with? How many video games have we had to deal with that have done the same thing with, look at who's on the screen, look at what they are, with the same character in there to decolonize and feminize and everything else? Tolkien. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
If I best you in combat, you let my people go.
Why would I agree to such terms?
This doesn't exist. This scene never happened. Tolkien talks about what actually happened. This was the story of Helm Hammerhand, which again, what a lot of us were expecting. To see this daughter who, I don't know. I wasn't going to make this video because it's not so much that I'm upset. It's not so much that this is going to affect my fandom. Disappointment is too strong of a word. I think what it really is you had a pretty talented anime director. You had some great people on this. You're using the music from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. I believe Peter Jackson is a producer on this. And this is what you're making? Girl boss, 99.9999% made up bullshit. Helm Hammerhand, according to Philippa Boynes, the producer of this, dies at the end of the first act. Anything that is even vaguely, and I'm being extraordinarily generous when I say that, vaguely Tolkien is over in the first quarter of this film, and then we go off on some lesbian Amazon Rohirrim, whatever the hell it is. It's a ghost story. They trying to spin this at Anansi this year. I was texting with Prophet of the Dragon, Nerdporeal Lifeform, Amanda Manethrin, and Alex from the White Cloaks, and Alex made a very obvious statement. no disrespect, is that the animation on this looks really, really flat. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think one of the most genius moves you could have ever done is if you have a good story, and let's be generous. Let's say it's 80%, like 80% lore accurate. And you wanted to do this kind of flat, static animation style has an homage to the 77 original Bakshi Hobbit. I think that makes perfect sense. But in the context of this and how flat it looks, and I think, again, credit to Alex from the White Cloaks, he said this looks like animations from a PowerPoint corporate slide demonstration. And it's not Tolkien, and it's girl bossy, and it's anime. Why?
You have nothing to offer me!
You may wear a crown upon your head, but that does not make you a king.
Wow. Oh my God. Doesn't that sound like Tolkien? Because you hear the Tolkien, you hear the Howard Shore music behind it, right? So it's got to be Tolkien. They're not trying. I used to think, and I still do in a lot of cases, that a lot of what's happened since 2015, 2016 was malicious or was driven by agenda or World Economic Forum talking points, which I think is undeniable. But I'm also starting to see that maybe it's a 60-40 split of agenda and then a 40% split of they just don't know how to fucking write, and they don't know how to create, and maybe they don't know how to show what really makes entertainment good, which is the human condition, the human story, overcoming. I don't know. I'm just sitting here rambling in this goddamn video, and I'm not really that upset. It's just I'm more insulted that after 2 seasons of the Rings of Power and countless other shit, that cringe goddamn fucking Gollum video game and all the other shit that we've had to put up with, they sat on this goddamn thing for 2 years. It was supposed to come out in April of this year. It didn't. They moved it to here, which I believe is December 12th. And now we're gonna watch this. You had a year to fix this.
You were too much of a coward to face my father. So face me now.
It's a little girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to pull a Prophet of the Dragon and lose my shit. It's just, I'm insulted. Don't you want my money just a little bit more than this? I mean, I get it. I'm a white guy. I'm 54 years old. I'm tired and played out. You want the fresh in the not Caucasian audience. You know, the one that hasn't showed up, the one that has pronouns. They don't give a shit about this. I understand your hook of trying to do anime to get the whole anime manga crowd into this. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But listening to this dialogue, doesn't this sound like community college level playwright shit? This doesn't sound like Tolkien. I mean, even vaguely.
The girl is clever. She is up to something. Do not take the bait.
It's a bitch on a horse who doesn't have a fucking name in the Tolkien book, holding a sword that apparently the lesbian Amazon ghosts, from my understanding, I could be wrong, that Philippa Boyne's young feminist daughter made up for this. Fuck, I'm losing my mind. For this movie. Okay? Like, how can anyone take this seriously? Let's just, again, strip Tolkien, strip the source material out of this. Why in 2024 would anyone have the stomach or patience for any more of this girl boss shit? Can you at least write better fucking dialogue? Can you pretend that maybe you give a shit about Tolkien?
I accept your challenge. You think I am afraid of you?
This is fucking dumb. It's dumb, and I'm insulted that you couldn't go back and reshoot any of this. That it doesn't matter though, right? Like it doesn't hurt me anymore. It doesn't make me lay awake at night. I don't break keyboards. I don't do any of that shit. It's just that given the exposure of how, at least here in the United States, the overwhelming majority of people have not wanted any of this girl boss, wackadoodle pronouns, chop your junk off, pretend to be something you're not bullshit. They haven't want the decolonizing, the rewriting, the updating for a modern audience product for anything. And you had this remarkable chance, like I said earlier, and in my tweet, to make something pretty good. Something that you could put on the shelf next to Bakshi's The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings and the Return of the King's animated specials. And I know there's mixed opinions about that, but you could have made something pretty goddamn good. We got this. We got 2016 in Not Middle Earth again.
You should be.
So she's in a wedding dress on a horse. Is it Shadowfax? Watch it be Shadowfax. Because why wouldn't it be Shadowfax? Because, you know, all the kids love the Shadowfax. She's got what's essentially looks to be a very short sword. That's not a very good sword to be on a horse with. It's really not the right length. But, you know, I'm not a medieval combat expert. Her hair is loose, which of course you do not want in combat in general, but let alone on horseback. She's got the, I don't know, the not any fucking armor, in a wedding dress on a horse. The anatomy of women is their arms are not as long as men. Okay, so what that means is this guy they're pretending is Wolf from Tolkien could literally just ride 6 inches closer, and because his arms are longer, stab this made up bitch in the heart, and this movie would be over. So that's it. That's what we got. And honestly, I just I don't know. Does it matter? Are you upset about this? Are you excited about this? Are you going to go see this? I know we all want Tolkien. I know we do. I do. Hell, I just rewatched The Hobbit. I've got it in 4K Blu-ray, and I love it. It just takes me right back. And again, that's the heartbreaking thing about this. You had an audience that was willing to accept pretty good, like 80% lore accurate. And we didn't even get that. We got wholesale made up girl boss Hera bullshit. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. I am looking forward to Nosferatu. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. You have a good one.